All right, fade to black. Breaking news. Oops, what's going on? Oh, I'm there. I have that. I'm here. Fade to black. Breaking news. Oh man, I have myself covered. Today's Monday, March 4th, 2024. This is all of the news that you need. I'm Jimmy Church. Yes, help support the show and everything that we do around here. That's the show, the news, everything that we do. I've got a big team here, and you can help support the show by getting yourself a Fade to Black T-shirt. The links are below. 2 ways to get them, 2 shirts. Quick update, and I want to thank everybody that has gotten the new Game Changers. I've temporarily, as of yesterday, ran out of Fade to Black blend coffee for Game Changers. And there is a slight delay in the delivery of the new stuff. That is because, well, I can't get into specifics, but Juanita and Jeff of River Moon Coffee are vacationing at an island. And so when they get back, then I will do that. So I shipped out Game Changers 1, maybe 2 without coffee. And you will get the coffee in a separate shipment. So there you go. But I got a good amount done. So anyway, I just wanted to give you an update, and that is the deal. I'm going to continue. I made an arrangement with River Moon Coffee to continue doing this promotion. Yeah, I think it's really, really cool for all of the Fadernauts that get a Game Changer to experience River Moon Coffee Fade to Black Blend, because it is the best. I've got my last beans. I've never run out before. Well, I have, but it sucks when it happens. But I have it today. Okay. All right. Where am I at? Oh, over the weekend, if you were, I'll get to the news in just a second. If you were hanging out on the internet yesterday, you saw Drew and I going through testing of the website together, and we have to do that. We got the chat room on the Fade to Black Bunker Cam page. Okay, and there was reasons why we stopped doing that. It was with the website update and things. But anyway, a long time ago. That's back up and running. And if you went through that, what we have to do when we test the system, we have to test the system just like we're going live. We can't hide the video. You can't do, no, it's got to be live. Just live. And so if you were with us yesterday, you got to see Drew and I. We probably did 2 or 3 live streams. We did one final live stream with everything active, everything running. It's very cool. So it's just for the Fadernauts. So all you need to do is go to jimmychurchradio.com and register as a Fadernaut. There's 4 Fadernaut levels. You can go all the way from free all the way up to the Game Changer, right? You can do that. But when you do register, you get a password and you have access to the site. You can go to the members area and all of that stuff. So become a Fadernaut. If you're not a Fadernaut, the chat room is set up for a safe place to just go and hang out with other Fadernauts. That's right. And it's not a public forum. No, this isn't out there for the world to see. This is just for us on the website in our secure members only area. So become a Fadernaut today. Go to jimmychurchradio.com and register and check it out. All right. Where am I at? This week on the show, tonight, John Russell joins us. I've called the show Riding with Ghosts. It's the name of one of his books. He rides, right? He rides. He is a UFO and ET contactee and experiencer. He's a paranormal investigator and a lot of cases. He's an award-winning author. Very excited to finally have John on the show with us tonight. So that's tonight. Tomorrow night, Hugh Neumann is with us. Big show tomorrow night, too, as well. Go Beckley and Karahan Tepe tomorrow night, and much more. Megaliths tomorrow night. Wednesday night, Dr. Heather Lynn. She is back with us. We're going to be talking about xenoarchaeology. That's right, the archaeology of ET and the universe. That is Wednesday night. Thursday night, Brigitte Barclay is with us. She is one of the greatest UFO researchers out there, contactee, and she is joining us for the first time on Thursday night. Very excited to have Brigitte with us, and so that is a huge week here on Fade to Black. All right, with all of that, let's get straight to it. On this day in history, 1960. Lucille Ball files for divorce from her husband and collaborator, Desi Arnaz. The breakup of the couple, stars of the hit sitcom I Love Lucy and owners of Desilu Studios, was one of the highest profile divorces in American history on this day in 1960. Check out this Fader fact. All right. I love bringing the Fader facts today. Check this one out. The Fibonacci sequence is seen in the genealogical tree of drone bees. The lineage of a drone bee reveals that the number of ancestors at each generational level precisely matches the figures in Fibonacci's sequence. And that is your Fader fact. That's incredible. Incredible. All right. Let's get to the breaking news. I haven't seen Dune Part 2 yet. Okay. Disclaimer. It'll happen this weekend. Another disclaimer. I'm going to go check it out. But there are already rumors about Dune Part 3. Now, I'm going to keep you posted after I see Part 2. And if it actually sets up a third movie. Right now, I'm not reading reviews. I don't want to know. I'm going in clean. The only thing I know about Dune 2 is the text I got from my daughter, Nicole. Dad, you got to see this. It's incredible. So that's the only review that I have read. I'll keep you posted to see if this sets up a Dune Part 3. All right, here we go. Warby Parker will offer, the glass prescription store, will offer free eclipse glasses in April. Starting April 1st and until the solar eclipse glasses run out, you can go to a Warby Parker store to pick up a free pair. Warby Parker says that the glasses they are giving away were manufactured by American Paper Optics, which is listed on the American Astronomical Society's pre-approved list of sellers that make legitimate, as in safe, eclipse glasses. So starting April 1st, you can get yours. Now, check this news out. NASA has pulled the plug on its mission to refuel and service working satellites via its ASAM-1 demonstrator. The On-Orbit Servicing Assembly and Manufacturing 1, otherwise known as ASAM-1 demonstrator, was to have grappled, refueled, and relocated a government-owned satellite. However, citing cost and technical challenges, the U.S. Space Agency has opted to discontinue the project. The decision will be a blow to the workforce at NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center in Maryland, and leadership has said it is reviewing how to mitigate the impact of the cancellation. Maxar, the prime contractor, acknowledged that Maxar underestimated the scope and complexity of the work, lacked a full understanding of NASA technical requirements, and were deficient in necessary expertise. Wow. I'm going to leave that right there. The biggest snowstorm of the season ended in the Sierra Nevada mountains of California last night, but don't relax. More snow is on the way. Some of the highest snowfall totals so far are more than 7 feet. The highest wind gusts in the mountain peaks, check this, were above 190 miles per hour, while lower elevations like around me had gusts of 50 to 100 miles per hour. I was out riding my Harley. I barely kept that thing upright. As of early today, 70 miles of Interstate 80 remain closed in California due to the massive blizzard, and a new snowstorm is expected to hit the West Coast tonight into tomorrow, but further north this time, mostly over Mount Shasta. That's right, in far northern California and into parts of Oregon and Washington. U.S. gardeners, that's right, American, United States gardeners who are bored of growing ordinary red tomatoes can now opt for a purple variety. The tomatoes have been genetically modified by scientists in the UK and are now available to buy in seed form in the U.S. to grow at home. Scientists from Norfolk Plant Sciences have bioengineered the new tomato variety that contains purple antioxidants. These nutrients that can be found in other things like fruit, vegetables, and blueberries, blackberries, and eggplants. Norfolk combined tomatoes with 2 genes from edible snapdragon flowers. I'm going to leave that right there. Would you eat a purple tomato? Yeah. Oh, bioengineer. If it was if it's just, those heirloom, you see those multiple color. Okay. I don't think those are bioengineered. Would you eat a bioengineered, genetically modified purple tomato if you grew it yourself? Right? There's a thought experiment. Russia has acknowledged a continuing air leak from its segment of the space station and is saying that specialists are monitoring and that it is posing no danger to the crew or the station. The Roscosmos State Corporation said that the crew has been regularly conducting work to locate and fix possible spots of the leak. That's a quote. And here's another quote. There is no threat to the crew or the station itself. Now, all of that was just announced by Russian news agencies. The opposite is true. But I am saying Joe Montalbano, NASA's station project manager, said last week that the leak in the Russian segment has increased, but emphasized that it remains small and posed no threat to the crew safety or vehicle operations. Then why say anything at all? The Svalbard Global Seed Vault, that frozen Arctic vault built to preserve global agricultural crops from extinction, received seeds last week from the largest number of new contributors yet. Depositors carried crates of seeds into the vault's entrance, which is that long, narrow structure that juts out of the snow-covered hillside. 23 seed banks took part, 9 of them for the first time, including seed banks in Bosnia and Herzegovina, Cameroon, Indonesia, Kazakhstan, Kenya, Madagascar, Nigeria, and Zambia. With the latest deposit, 111 seed banks in 77 countries have a backup of their plants in Svalbard. Yeah, it's pretty cool. All right. And finally, I'm going to leave you with this. The EU, the European Union, the EU today hit Apple with a $1.9 billion fine for violating the bloc's laws by preventing music streaming services from informing users about subscription options outside of its app store. The case was triggered by a complaint by Swedish music streaming giant Spotify. The European Commission said that, quote, it found that Apple applied restrictions on app developers, preventing them from informing iOS users about alternative and cheaper music subscription services available outside the app, end quote. Spotify's complaint in 2019 triggered a broad commission investigation into the iPhone maker back in 2021, but the EU narrowed its probe last year to focus on Apple's actions to prevent apps from giving users information about rival music subscription options. Makes sense, right? But that's not how the game is played. Yeah, it's a lot of money. $1.9 billion. But even fines above hundreds of millions of dollars pale in comparison to how much Apple actually makes. In the last 3 months of 2023, and I'm going to say this again, in the last 3 months of 2023, Apple reported $33.92 billion in profits. Think about that. Now, this stuff happens all the time. The subscription dilemma. I've been paying, I still am, by the way. I haven't fixed it yet, but when I get around to it, I'm going to. I have been paying $17.99 a month for Hulu, the ad-free upgraded version of Hulu. That's $17.99 per month. And I've been doing that for a couple of years. Now, I spotted Hulu last week included in another bundle that I also pay for ad-free. Okay? All right, I'm like, wait a minute. I back up and I just go and I check and I went $17.99 a month. I went to my bank statement. I looked and there it is. Right? Okay. So I've been paying for it twice, but nobody told me. Hulu didn't reach out and say, something like, hey, you don't need to pay us for the subscription. You've already got it in this other bundle, right? You would think that they would do something like that, right? In the interest of customer service, the moral compass, the right thing to do. But nope. I haven't heard anything. Now, I would assume that my email address being used across platforms would pop up somewhere in their software, showing that I'm paying for something 2 or 3 times when I don't have to. But here's the rub. I'm sure they do know it. Of course they do. They can see the spreadsheets with a column that says at the top of it, people paying for multiple accounts, but we don't care, right? They know this. And that's got to be the most profitable demographic. It's the doofus demo. Me. Seriously. I'm going to leave that right there. That's all the Fade to Black breaking news that you need for this Monday, March 4th, 2024. How many subscriptions do you have that are multiples? How many do you have that you just don't need? I missed the day. I never thought I'd say this. DirecTV. One bill. Everything there. On demand. Done. Right? I never thought I'd say it. I actually miss my DirecTV. Fade to Black breaking news is produced by Renee Neumann. I'm Jimmy Church. Tonight on the show, for the first time, I'm very excited about this, John Russell. Now, head over to jimmychurchradio.com, become a Fadernaut. Get it done. Go become a Fadernaut and go and check out our chat room. All right. I'll see everybody tonight. For now, all I've got is Go Back Lee Tappy.